Electrification of transportation is accelerating significantly in major markets, driven by policy action, the shrinking cost of batteries and components, and the growing climate consciousness of the general public, of course. Global sales of electric cars have grown tenfold between 2014 and 2020, from about 350,000 to over 3 million. And during the first months of 2021, sales have been 2 to 3 times higher than in the corresponding months of 2020. Growth is entering the exponential phase in many of the most advanced markets. By 2025, we expect about 57 million electric cars to be sharing roads globally. And this, of course, assumes the public charging infrastructure keeps up with consumer demand, which means deploying millions of public and semi-public charging points globally in the next few years. The EU alone is targeting about 1 million charging points, public charging points, between 2024 and 2025. The EV revolution is setting in motion a number of trends, two of which are worth highlighting from a supplier's perspective. First, as refueling becomes recharging, the service ecosystem expands from one dominated or largely dominated by oil companies to one that includes, as a minimum, utilities, commercial space owners, municipalities, as well as fuel retailers. The strategic opportunities shaping up for each sector are significant, to say the least. From expanding and transforming the core business for energy suppliers to promoting sustainable mobility and improving city livability for municipalities, to improving the customer experience and future-proofing operations for commercial space owners. Second, as consumer demand shifts from a spot refueling transaction to a more expanded recharging experience, technology and business innovation are opening up commercial white spaces for service providers, going from contextual advertising, in-store promotions, and remote concierge functionality offered directly at the charging point by commercial space owners, to smart charging, vehicle-to-grid services, and touchless billing for electric utilities, to touchless payment and onward journey planning at the charging point for municipalities, and finally automatic customer recognition and self-service convenience store services for fuel retailers. The EV revolution is upon us, and companies that choose to ignore it do so at their own risk. As they develop their strategy in this new ecosystem, organizations should first plan their EV charging point deployment with hands in the now, aligning their minimum viable charging service to their customers' immediate needs in terms of payment options, use cases, equipment type, and so on. Second, think of their EV charging experience with eyes on the future, aligning it with their brand prerogatives and business strategies, and using intelligent technology to transform operations and expand on their core customer experience.